Hi, my name is Julio Ulises Coreño Prado, and today I will explain the intermediate axis theorem, also called as the tennis racket theorem or the effect. The person who discovered this effect was Vladimir Alexandrovich. He was a cosmonaut from the Soviet Union. He was born in 1942 in what's now the Republic of Uzbekistan. He discovered this effect when he was sent into a mission to repair a space station in 1985. While he was doing it, he removed a wing nut, and as he left into the end of the bolt, the nut continued to spin in the space. But every few seconds, it turned over through 180 degrees. As we can see, it maintains its orientation, but every few seconds, it starts to flip over 180 degrees. So, why this happen? So, this effect happens in this type of situation. But it also happens when you try to spin a rectangular object along one of its axes, and this is why it's also called as the intermediate axis theorem. Since we are not in a space station, we will use this other application to explain this phenomenon. So for this experiment, we only need any rectangular object, like a deck of cards or a little notebook. Also, you can use your phone, but be careful. First, we have to know that any rectangular object has three axes: the long axis, the short axis, and the intermediate axis, which is the one that really matters to us. So first, we will throw it along the long axis like this. And to watch better what happens here, we will see it in slow motion. As we can see, when we throw it like this, it only spins along this axis, and it doesn't make any strange movement. Also, when we throw it like this, it has the maximum moment of inertia, which means that it needs the most torque to spin it in that direction. Now we will throw it along the short axis, like this. As we can see, it happens almost the same thing as the other one, because if we throw it like this, it doesn't change to other directions, and it also has the less moment of inertia, which means that it needs less torque to spin it. Finally, we will throw it along the intermediate axis like this, and we will see what happens here. Well, we can see that in this case it happens something different, because it doesn't spin perfectly along only its axis like the other two. Instead of this, it starts to move to different directions, making this strange movement, which proves the intermediate axis theorem. This theorem explains that you can flip any object along its intermediate axis and maintain that simple rotation, because it will wear rotations in any of the other directions. This phenomenon has a mathematical and physical background that is very complex. It uses the Euler's equations to explain this phenomenon. And here are the formulas, where the I is from inertia and the other symbol is from omega, which is the angular velocity. Besides all the physical and mathematical background that this has, I am very fascinated about how physics and mathematics can explain almost everything around the universe, because it can explain something so simple like this phenomenon, that it's only like a spinning around some object, that it'll be like something, as I said, so simple. And it can also explain something so amazing and incredible like wormholes, black holes, and almost everything around the universe. This was everything about this phenomenon, and thank you very much for watching this video.